Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Affirmative Talk Show, where we talk about motivational content. We also talk about the news. We also talk about financial literacy, and we talk about things that matter. Um, Before we get started, I'd just like to get a couple of things out the way. First and foremost, if you are a business owner and you would like to send me a gift or you would like to promote your products, I do have a business office. My business office address is on the ticker below, but it is 1201 West Peachtree Street Northwest. That's Suite 2300, Atlanta, Georgia 30309. And you can actually send me your gift or send me something you would like for me to promote your business. Another thing, please, it will be greatly appreciated if you support my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Affirmative Talk Show. So all you simply have to do is go to YouTube, put in Affirmative Talk Show, and then my YouTube channel is right there. If you can like, comment, and share on the videos that I create, and also do me a huge favor, subscribe. It definitely can allow my channel to continue to grow, and I appreciate all my supporters that support me on the journey of growing my YouTube channel. But today's topic, we're talking about Daniel Taylor. We're going to be talking about Daniel Taylor. He's on today's topic. First and foremost, before I get into that topic of conversation, and the reason why this story stuck out to me, it's because Daniel Taylor has served in over 20 years or served 20 years in prison for a double murder that he did not commit. Now, the story gathered is that when the police had arrested him and accused him of this double murder, they actually got a confession out of him. Now, he went on to say why he was in prison. The reason why he ended up confessing is because they was beating him bad. I mean, they was beating him up and he got weary. He got fearful of his life was going to be taken, and he made a confession. But that confession was not true. And he claimed that he had evidence to exonerate him because he was on his cell phone the time that this double murder had occurred. Now, according to this article written in the Yahoo News, is that Daniel Taylor was 17 and in police custody and on unrelated charge at the time of the murders, and Daniel Taylor served 20 years in prison for a double murder he did not commit, as he was already incarcerated when the crime was carried out. His wrongful conviction will now cost Chicago taxpayers nearly $15 million. Now, that is something is that when the Chicago police mess up, now why do the Chicago taxpayers have to pick up the tab or have to cover over police officers that wrongfully convicted a black man? Now, Taylor was 17 and in police custody on an unrelated disorderly conduct charge at the time of the double murder, and police were alleged aware that it was physically impossible for him to have pulled off the heinous crime, but still beat a confession out of him. So they knew what they were doing were wrong, but they didn't care about it. They only cared about is getting him to confess and to have someone that they can put at as the scapegoat. Now, Sister Helen Prejean said that Daniel Taylor was 17 years old when Chicago police beat him until he made a false confession to a double murder he could not have committed because he was incarcerated at the time of the crime. And this is the silver lining to this video, is that it's a shame is that we have police officers that's supposed to be to protect the community and to guide the community, create peace within the community. But we have police officers that are doing the total opposite. We have police officers that are putting innocent people in jail. We have police officers that are accusing innocent people of murders, of crimes that they did not commit. Now you say to yourself, what do you do when you're being beaten to death Almost it feels like you're being beaten to death. What do you do when you're getting punched on, you're getting kicked on, and you're being told that you need to confess to this crime? Do you sit there and hold to the courage of your convictions, or do you say, for the betterment of your physical and mental health, is that I don't want to die, so I did the crime? Give me your thoughts. Put it in the comments on what do you feel. Do you feel if you was put in the same situation, would have had confessed with the crime, or you would have had fought your way some way, somehow, even if it means you had to die for what you believed in and your courage or your convictions? And this is the story. And when you're talking about paying him a $14.25 million settlement for him, you have to say to yourself, man, this man served 20 years. Is $14 million enough? And to me, it's not even really about the money, because when you're talking about going to jail, you're talking about going to the jail with people who have committed crimes, who actually probably have murdered people. And when you mean to tell me that I'm in jail with these type of murderers, people who actually murder people, and I'm putting myself in harm's way in over 20 years and 20 years in prison, and now you mean to tell me that y'all knew that they messed up, y'all knew that they convicted me, the wrong person, and now you're telling me is that we're sorry by just saying, hey, paying you $14 million. Now, don't get me wrong, $14 million is millions of dollars, but at the same token, how many other people that have been accused and been forced and beating to confess to a crime, and then when they find out, you have people that's in jail that they're still sitting and rotting in jail, and they actually are innocent. The CPD officer who handled the case are also accused of coercing false confessions from 6 other men. Taylor was identified by one of them as having participated in the double murder. There were no fingerprints, DNA, or other physical evidence connecting Taylor to the murder per the report. It is reported Taylor took legal action against the city of Chicago in 2014, the day the lawsuit was filed. Locke Bowman, executive director of the MacArthur Justice Center, noted that Taylor was the victim of a deliberate frame-up. How many other frame-ups that are going on? Daniel Taylor is just one person. I'm glad that he was exonerated. I'm glad that he was able to get out of prison. But let me tell you something. He still served 20 years. 20 years in prison for being accused of a crime that he did not commit. The only thing that you can fault Daniel Taylor is that he shouldn't have confessed. But at the end of the day, we don't know what type of beatdown he was getting. And he said to himself, imagine that, man, I just want them to get off of me. I want them to stop hitting me and hurting me because I don't want to die. But what we need to do is we need to start looking very closely and start really paying attention to a lot of these inmates that are in prison, and they're sending out these letters asking for help for crimes that they did not commit. I know that there are some crooks. I know that there are some murderers who are actually killing people, but I'm telling you, I am of the contrary of the belief that there are people too that are in jail that have committed no crime, but they're sitting and rotting in jail, and that they are innocent. Don't forget to like, comment, and share on this video. Give me your thoughts, your point of view on what you think. Is that enough? $14 million for him to move on with his life? Do you have any other thoughts and opinions on this particular case and this situation of Daniel Taylor's life? Once again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. But other than that, y'all take care and always stay blessed.